The Milky Way and the Andromeda Galaxy are a binary system of giant spiral galaxies belonging to a group of 50 closely bound galaxies known as the local group, surrounded by a local void, itself being part of the Virgo supercluster. Surrounding the Virgo supercluster are a number of voids, devoid of many galaxies: the microscopium void to the north, the sculptor void to the left, the Bootes void to the right, and the Cairns major void to the south. These voids change shape over time, creating filamentous structures of galaxies. The Virgo supercluster, for instance, is being drawn towards the Great Attractor, which in turn forms part of a greater structure called Laniakea. Two smaller galaxies and a number of dwarf galaxies in the local group orbit the Milky Way. The largest of these is the Large Magellanic Cloud with a diameter of 14,000 light-years. It has a close companion, the Small Magellanic Cloud. The Magellanic Stream is a stream of neutral hydrogen gas extending from these two small galaxies across 100 degrees of the sky. The stream is thought to have been dragged from the Magellanic Clouds in tidal interactions with the Milky Way. Some of the dwarf galaxies orbiting the Milky Way are Canis Major Dwarf, the closest, Sagittarius Dwarf, Elliptical Galaxy, Ursa Minor Dwarf, Sculptor Dwarf, Sextans Dwarf, Fornax Dwarf, and Leo the First Dwarf. The smallest dwarf galaxies of the Milky Way are only 500 light-years in diameter. These include Carina Dwarf, Draco Dwarf, and Leo the Second Dwarf. There may still be undetected dwarf galaxies that are dynamically bound to the Milky Way, which is supported by the detection of 9 new satellites of the Milky Way in a relatively small patch of the night sky in 2015. There are also some dwarf galaxies that have already been absorbed by the Milky Way, such as the progenitor of Omega Centauri. In 2014, researchers reported that most satellite galaxies of the Milky Way lie in a very large disk in orbit in the same direction. This came as a surprise, according to standard cosmology. The satellite galaxies should form in dark matter halos, and they should be widely distributed and moving in random directions. This discrepancy is still not fully explained. In January 2006, researchers reported that the heretofore unexplained warp in the disk of the Milky Way has now been mapped and found to be a ripple or vibration set up by the Large and Small Magellanic Clouds as they orbit the Milky Way, causing vibrations when they pass through its edges. Previously, these two galaxies, at around 2% of the mass of the Milky Way, were considered too small to influence the Milky Way. However, in a computer model, the movement of these two galaxies creates a dark matter wave that amplifies their influence on the larger Milky Way. Current measurements suggest the Andromeda Galaxy is approaching us at 100 to 140 km per second, 220,000 to 310,000 miles per hour. In 3 to 4 billion years, there may be an Andromeda Milky Way collision, depending on the importance of unknown lateral components to the galaxy's relative motion. If they collide, the chance of individual stars colliding with each other is extremely low. But instead, the two galaxies will merge to form a single elliptical galaxy or perhaps a large disk galaxy over the course of about 1 billion years.